In the last video, we discussed the importance of eating a wide variety of foods from each food group to ensure that we obtain the nutrients necessary. We use MyPlate as one of the standards that is important to ensure that you get all of the food groups. This video will help you identify how to analyze whether you are getting all of these food groups. Let's use the same fictitious person, Kayla, that we've been using throughout the videos. On the screen, you see a list of foods this individual consumed for lunch on one of the days. The idea of MyPlate is that every meal should have something from each of the food groups. So, did Kayla meet all of the food groups with this meal? Let's take a look. The chicken tenders are a protein group, so let's place it there. The rice belongs in the grain group. The broccoli belongs in the vegetable group. Unfortunately, this person did not consume any fruit or milk. Thus, to meet her goal, we would need to identify what foods could be added to satisfy those groups. We would not tell them to increase their fruits and milk. Instead, we would identify specific foods. I might tell them to add fruit, such as 1/2 cup unsweetened applesauce, or a cup of strawberries, or 1/2 cup of 100% grape juice. For milk, I might suggest that they consume 1 cup fat-free milk or low-fat yogurt. We hope that by this time in the term, you know which foods are part of each food group. However, if you need help coming up with ideas or portion sizes, MyPlate website is a great resource. So let's take a look at that. The website is myplate.gov. And this site has a wealth of information, but you can click on any of the food groups and it will give you a much better idea of what the foods are in each of the food groups. So you can look here to see what counts as a food group, and then you can go down here and see a much more varied list of what those fruits are. So you can do that for any one of the food groups. And it's just a really great resource, and there are many other things that you can do on myplate.gov. In the scenario we just discussed with Kayla, we analyzed one meal. However, on your assignment, you may also see how well a person met their food group goals for the whole day. On the screen, you see an example of what that report would look like. Again, this is using the example from our fictitious Kayla case. Recall that we already looked at one meal. However, this report shows you how well she met the total number of food groups in the entire day. Evaluating this report, we will look at the percentage of their intake. This percentage identifies how much of the recommended amount they consumed. Our goal is to consume 100%. You can see in the report that the grain intake was spot on at 106%. The fruits were extremely close. We would probably consider this one okay. The vegetable and dairy, however, were low, and the protein was a bit high. Based on the totality of this report, I would suggest this individual might reduce the amount of protein foods and replace them with more vegetables and dairy. Now, why did I say replace? Because we need to keep the calories within the correct range. So by swapping out the foods that she's too high in with ones that she's too low in, we can manage our calorie intake. Thank you for staying with me until the end. Now you can do your assignment. Have fun.